Today I'm going to tell you why you need to buy Planet Fitness on every single pullback. Stick around. Before I talk about Planet Fitness, just a couple of administrative things and an update on a few of our trades. You guys are following these trades, right? If you're impatient like me, you'll want to click the gear icon below the video and select a faster speed to watch this video. And stick around after the video for the trading maxim. But let's talk about a few of our trades. I'm out of the coals trade for right now. I got a couple of bucks on my first half. Got in right here. Got a couple of bucks here. I'd set my stop to break even. My second half stopped out on this spike on Wednesday. So I got a little bit of profit. I don't think this move down is done yet. So I'm looking for another opportunity. We had a nice push down today. Casey tells me that he took some nice profit on this trade, on this push down today. So the volume is still pretty wimpy though. So if you're still in this short, I think you're good. But be sure to protect your upside by moving your stops down so that you won't lose some of this profit you're in right now. But remember, no matter what I say, the chart is always right. So keep your eyes on what the chart is saying. Here's Bitcoin. Remember I told you Wednesday that I was concerned about a push above the channel here might get us into bump and run territory. That might actually be happening. I mean, look at these last 3 days. So currently my trade is up over $900 though, so I'm protecting the second half by moving my trailing stop up to 6,080, locking in just a little over $635. Crude oil. I'm enjoying this. My crude short hit the first target on the 1st of May, and the second half almost stopped out break even on May 6th, right here. This is where I was in, but it was actually, this is where my stop was, but it was actually a few cents shy of hitting my stop right there, so I'm still short in this. It's up a little bit over $1 for me now. Which is nice, but this is the good news. If you missed this trade, this looks like a really nice continuation triangle consolidation forming right here. Okay, we got a little bit of drop in the volume, a little bit of drop in the volatility. So I think this is probably a good opportunity. Take this short if you're not in this trade. I will be taking this short because I've closed half my trade, so this and the rest of it is at break even. So this would not be additional risk for me. So I'll take another position if we get a close below this consolidation right here. Remember, we want volume. You know, oil always seems to be going up in volume, but we want to make sure that we got better than average volume on this break. I updated you about the Boeing trade on Wednesday. Let's see, I took this and it hit my first target right here, somewhere along in here. It was $8.42. The second half is currently locked in at the close here, the bottom of this candle. So this yesterday looked a little, you know, it pushed through this level, this weekly level right here, and closed above it, so I was a little uncomfortable with that. But today it gapped down a little bit and pushed down to similar low. So this is a fairly strong level, but I'm still confident in this. But like I say, this is second half is a free trade from this point on. Also told you about the Halliburton trade on Wednesday. Got in right here. Let's see, it hit my first target yesterday, right in here somewhere, and 82 cents. Second half is locked in at break even, way up here. And looks like we're currently up about $1.82. So about double the profit on the second half of this trade right now. I probably will consider moving my stop down here to 26.48 or so, just above this bar right here. And last but not least, Kraft Heinz attacked the bottom of the trading range right here and was wildly rejected. I mean, that's a huge rejection candle. Now, the volume is wimpy. It's not really up to average, but traders are getting bored with this consolidation, because look at this volume and volatility drop off. So this trading range is going to break soon. So watch for it. We're looking for a close below or a close above with volume support. It's got to have volume support, okay? Okay, it's time to talk about Planet Fitness. Let me start by saying I've had a Planet Fitness Black Card membership for several years. I used it regularly for quite a while until I started CrossFit a year ago. I still use it periodically to work out with my daughter, who lives on the other side of Dallas, or to work out when I'm traveling, because there are Planet Fitnesses everywhere, and a $20 a month Black Card allows you to attend any one of them. There is a point to what I'm saying, and the point is it's so cheap at $20 a month that I don't even feel the need to drop my membership, even though I only use it every few months. For starters, that's one of the reasons for their success. You give them $1 to start, then you can have a membership for $10 a month, and you get free t-shirts, free bagels, free pizza. Plus the gyms are always beautiful and clean, and the equipment is well maintained, and the employees are extraordinarily nice, and it's a no judgment zone. At least in my experience, this is awesome, and they've just dialed in this whole gym experience, and so they just got it. And this weekly chart clearly shows that they've had it dialed in for years. Most of the weekly volume spikes are on bullish weeks, particularly more recently. People are interested in this stock. You can see that the volume is going up, the volatility is going up. People love it. I do have a small concern on this chart, though. You can see the continual increase in the trend line angle. Right here, then it increased to here, now it's increased to here. Now, you've heard me talk about the bump and run. That's what this is normally called. Anytime your trend line does a dramatic increase like this, it's usually considered a bearish signal. So I'm actually inclined to play that down a little bit in my mind because of the other signs. Drilling down to the daily chart, I noticed this huge gap down right here. Let me turn my crayon on here. This huge gap down right here on positive earning news. The earnings were a surprise of 2 cents, 5% surprise. So positive earnings news, and the price still gapped down. Go figure. So I was curious about that, so I drilled down to the 15-minute chart to see where that huge volume spike came from. So you can see here, this is the beginning of that day. This was the gap down. It gapped down from here to here. It obviously, after it gapped down, it pushed down and pushed back up and closed here, and that's where a huge amount of the volume came from. But then these three candles constitute probably the rest of that huge volume. This, I think, is later in the day, and this was a gap down and a push up again. So the volume from that huge volume spike on the daily chart clearly came from positive moves. So the preponderance of the traders want this long. Now, as most of you know, when the preponderance of traders want the price to go long, you're probably in for a pullback. Back on the daily chart, you can see that price has closed above the prior high slightly right here, and then made another push up today on kind of really wimpy volume. Here's my plan. This has been pushing up pretty hard. That concerns me a little bit. So I expect this to do a little bit of consolidation here, a little bit of back and forth. Market's got to breathe. I would love to see it form some kind of an ascending triangle right here. That would be awesome. Any pullback, you want to be selling, particularly if you can get the pullback on reduced volume and volatility. Okay? And then when it starts to push up, you should see the volume start to come in. And as the volume comes into the trade, that's where you want to go in. Now, if I see the drop in the volume, if I don't see a drop in the volume and the volatility as it pulls back, I will definitely be a buyer at this line. But if there's not a drop in the volatility and the volume on the pullback, I'll probably keep my size smaller here. All right. Remember, don't risk too much. Use the ATR to calculate your targets and stops. And when you have some profit, take some of it off and move your stop on the remainder to break even. If you get stopped out, it's no big deal. Just watch for the next opportunity. Okay, you made it to my favorite time, trading maximum time. This is a great one. Comes from one of my other disciplines. You'll get it in just a second. Trading maximum number 37. There are two kinds of people in this game, humble ones and those who are about to be. That's a quote from Logan Gelbrick. He's a former baseball player and catcher for the University of San Diego and the San Diego Padres. He's now the founder of Functional Fitness on the Bluffs, and he's a CrossFit coach in Los Angeles. This quote is about CrossFit, but I find that like many CrossFit quotes, it applies to trading as well as life in general. The sooner you understand that you don't know and can't know everything about the markets, the sooner you will be a successful trader. The market is always right. Always. Remember, the word of the day is Planet Fitness. We're looking for a pullback to get long or a nice consolidation. Make sure there's a drop in volume and volatility during the consolidation or the pullback, and then get into that thing. Also, for those of you who don't know, if you've got a day job or something else that you have to do and you don't have time to analyze charts, this should be really helpful to you. Trading Strategy Guides now offers the Strike Trader Elite Trade Signals service. You'll get Forex trade signals on a dozen or so pairs on several different time frames, all based on the Strike Trader Elite system. Look below for the link to the video to the free signals on the Telegraph application. I'll also post a link to my video that explains the Strike Trader Elite system. You guys are the best subscribers and my favorite people in the whole world. Appreciate you watching. Thanks for subscribing. Don't hesitate to leave comments and questions below. I will try to get to them. I apologize in advance if I miss one or two, but just keep trying. And also, don't forget to hit the thumbs up below. Have a great weekend, and I'll see you next time.